When my brother and I were children, little boys, and going to school, or even leaving our home just in general to commute on the bus, to go over a relative's house, or just wherever we were going or heading, when we left the house unattended by our mother or an adult. My mother always stopped us at the door and handed us some change out of her beaded change purse. She said, here's some money for the phone, and here's some money for bus fare if you get stuck somewhere where you can catch the bus back home. Here's the phone number to your auntie's, your uncle, your grandmother's house, or whatever. Seems like a simple thing, which in fact it is. But so much so, that lesson that I learned from my mother, I maintained it to this very day. But what happened to many of the other children throughout our time? What's wrong with people today that they are rarely prepared for anything? They're always asking you or I to fill the space or the gap of their own irresponsibility. For example, I've had people ask me on many occasions, excuse me sir, may I borrow your pen? Because usually I will have a shirt on and you'll see 2 or 3 ink pens in my pocket. Why? Because as a child, my mother told me always keep something to write with. To this very day, I always carry a couple index cards blank in my pocket. For what reason? To take notes, to write a phone number down. Always. 2 basic fundamental things. Another thing, I always have change. I always have money in my pocket in case I get caught up, stuck somewhere. I have to catch a bus, a cab, or whatever. Wherever I might be, if I need to exit a place and I need some cash like right now, or change for something, or specifically a certain amount of money, 9 times out of 10 I have it. But what is wrong with people today that they are so unprepared? I get sort of tired when people come to me all of the time, and it's not because simply I have a business and I run a business, but it's really who I am. But I get tired of people always asking me for a pencil or a pen to write with when they really should just carry one themselves. I get tired of people asking me to use my cell phone because theirs is not charged. Why didn't you charge it before you left the house last night or this morning, while you're on there texting your girlfriend or your boo, or you're playing video games until it ran out of juice? That's not my responsibility to let you use my personal cell phone to call someone in what is, in your mind, an emergency now. But it wasn't enough of an emergency when you was playing video games that burnt up the juice on your battery in the first place. Why are you not prepared? I charge my phone every day, every other day, and before I walk out the door, it's virtually pretty full, my battery. It would carry me at least throughout the whole day. I don't go out of the house with my phone almost dead. It's common sense. If you are a responsible adult, I always make sure that I have change. Like I said before, I always make sure I have something to write with and something to write on, in the event I need to take down some information. People today are not like the people during the time that I grew up. I'm a baby boomer generation type of fellow. I grew up where you have to take personal responsibility for your life. Not that everyone did that who came up through that era, but that was one of the things that I embraced. It's not complicated. It has to be your lifestyle. It has to be what you really are about, what you really want to do. Sometimes you just have to simply tell people no and stop carrying them all of the time. How else are they going to learn the lesson if you keep enabling them? So if you have even a family member that's always coming to you, uncle, brother, daddy, whoever, do you have change for a 20? Do you have change for $50? Well, you had the same opportunity to stop at the bank as I did. Why didn't you? It's okay every once in a while, but when that becomes the rule as opposed to the exception, then something is definitely wrong. When you're always late paying a bill, when you know the bill is due on a certain date, something is wrong. Not with the fact that you have to pay the bill, but something's wrong with you when you don't take charge of your own personal affairs in your life. So oftentimes we want to point the finger at the person outside of us and blame them, or try to make them feel like they are out of order when they are correcting our mishaps, or when they are correcting our indiscretions, or when they are correcting our wrong. So we become so defensive, when in fact what we really should be doing is correcting ourselves. This brother teacher.